Hi guys! Welcome back to our Bible Stories and Lesson Learned. So guys, if you can still remember last week we talked about Esau sell his right as the firstborn son, where we learned that all of us are unique and special in God's eyes, and we learned also how to give importance for all God's blessing. Malaki o maliit man yung blessing na yan, kailangan mo man or hindi mo pa kailangan sa ngayon, is a blessing from God. So dapat i-cherish natin yon and i-appreciate natin. Ayan. So, sa mga hindi pa po nakakapanood, again, nasa description lang po yung link, kasama po ng mga ibang Bible stories na pinag-aralan natin from the beginning up to this very moment. Ayan. So, by this time, guys, we'll talk about Genesis 27, Isaac blessed Jacob. Genesis 27, Isaac blessed Jacob. So guys, in this story, we will see that every person in the character was failed. Isaac failed, Rebecca failed, Jacob failed, and even Esau will continue failing. Isaac was now old and had become blind. He sent his older son, Esau, and said to him, "My son." "Yes," he answered. Isaac said, "You see that I am old and may die soon. Take your bow and arrow, go out into the country and kill an animal for me. Cook me some of the tasty food that I like and bring it to me. After I have eaten it, I will give you my final blessing before I die." So guys, most probably, Isaac at this time was 100 years old, because if you can still remember, the twin was born when he was 60 years old, and then ngayon is 40 years old na sila Esau. 60 plus 40, 100, so matanda na siya. And then aside from his old age, he have some problem also in eyes. Most probably blood na yung paningin niya, nakakakita siya pero hindi masyadong clear. So guys, in this chapter, Isaac shows of being a self-willed person. So guys, self-willed person is doing the things what you want to do. Doesn't matter kung maganda or pangit. Doesn't matter kung magugustuhan ng mga mahal mo sa buhay or hindi. Doesn't matter if it's God will or hindi. So, naging self-willed siya dito kasi he knows that God's chosen Jacob para i-bless niya. So, from Abraham to Isaac, from Isaac to Jacob. So, dapat yun yung magiging flow ng blessing. Pero dahil favorite niya si Esau, kay Esau niya sinabi na i-bless na kita, bibigay ko na sa'yo yung final blessing mo. Parang ganon. While Isaac was talking to Esau, Rebecca was listening. So, when Esau went out to hunt, she said to Jacob, Bring me an animals and cook it for me. After I have eaten it, I will give you a blessing in the presence of the Lord before I die. Now, my son, Rebecca continued, go to the flock and pick out 2 fat young goats so that I can cook them and make some of the food that your father likes so much. You can take it to him, eat, and he will give you his blessing before he dies. So guys, ngayon naman, parang si Rebecca naman yung naging self-willed. And I think Rebecca failed because even though he knows that Jacob is the chosen one, hindi niya hinintay ang galawan ni God. Hindi niya hinintay yung mga sasabihin ni God, yung mga will o yung way ni God. Kumaga, nanguna na siya. Ginawa niya yung sarili niyang way. Even though deceiving her husband, as long as magawa niya yung gusto niya. So, kung si Isaac doing his will in his own way, on the other side, Rebecca's doing God's will in his own way. Hindi mo naman kasi pwedeng gawin ang God's will in a wrong way. Diba? Parang, ito na nga yung God's will, dapat dito ang way. You should not go to the other way. Kasi God's will means God will always make a way. No matter what happen, it will happen. Hindi mo kailangan gumalaw. And most especially, kung ang galawan mo is in a different way of God. So I think that's why Rebecca failed. But Jacob said to his mother, "You know that Esau is a hairy man, but I have smooth skin. Perhaps my father will touch me and find out that I'm deceiving him. In this way, I will bring a curse on myself instead of blessing." So guys, in this time, Jacob failed. Instead, nasabihin niya na, wag na mami, that is wrong, wag natin isisip si daddy, or wag natin gawin to kasi masama yan, let's just wait for God's will, kung ang blessing para sa akin, magiging para sa akin yan. But he won't. Hindi niya pinigilan yung nanay niya. So, he failed. Parang, he's already 40 years old, but he's thinking like, he's only 10 years old, na baka mahuli ako ni tatay na pag ginawa ko to, maparusahan ako. He still failed kasi gusto niya ring makuha yung blessing, and he failed na mag-faith kay God, na ibibigay sa kanya ni God yun. His mother answered, "Let any curse against you fall on me, my son. Just do as I say, and go and get the goats for me." So, he went to get them, brought them to her, and she cooked the kind of the food that his father liked. Then she took Esau's best clothes, which she kept in the house, and put them on Jacob. She put the skin of the goat on his arm, and on the hairless part of his neck. She handed him the tasty food together with the bread she had baked. Then Jacob went to his father and said, "Father." "Yes," he answered. "Which of my son are you?" Jacob answered, "I am your elder son Esau. I have done as you told me. Please sit up and eat some of the meat that I have brought you, so that you can give me your final blessing." So nakita niyo guys, siguro ito yung tinatawag na guilty, na over-answer tayo, na kapag nantanong lang sa kanya, "Sino ka sa anak ko?" Minsan sagutin lang niya, "I'm Esau, your firstborn." Hindi yun yung sinagot niya, ang haba pa ng sinagot niya, diba? Kasi, guilty siya. Isaac said, "How did you find it so quickly, my son?" Jacob answered, "The Lord your God helped me to find it." Isaac said to Jacob, "Please come closer so that I can touch you. Are you really Esau?" Jacob moved closer to his father, who felt him and said, "Your voice sounds like Jacob, but your arms feel like Esau's arms." He did not recognize Jacob because his arms were hairy like Esau. He was about to give him his blessing, but asked again, "Are you really Esau?" "I am," he answered. Isaac said, "Bring me some of the meat. After I have eaten it, I will give you my blessing." Jacob brought it to him, and he also brought him some of wine to drink. Then his father said to him, "Come closer and kiss me, my son." As he came to kiss him, Isaac smelled his clothes. So he gave him his blessing. He said, "The pleasant smell of my son is like the smell of the field which the Lord has blessed."
What's this?
May God give you dew from heaven and make your field fertile. May He give you plenty of corn and wine. May nation be your servant, and may people bow down before you. May you rule over all your relatives, and may your mother's descendant bow down before you. May those who curse you be cursed, and may those who bless you be blessed. So guys, if you can see, Isaac used his senses. Even though he didn't see, he heard. Narinig niya yung boses. It's just like, di ba ang sabi niya, your voice is like Jacob. So, ginamit niya yung sense of hearing niya. But he failed. Then, ginamit niya yung sense of touch niya, yung skin niya. Yung paghawak niya sa skin ni Jacob, since nilagyan niya ng hair ng goat, yung body niya, so naging hairy siya. So, ginamit niya yung, so naging hairy siya. Again, he failed. And then, he used his sense of smell. But since ginamit nga ni Jacob yung damit ni Esau, so he smelled like Esau. So, if you will see, guys, Abraham failed. Kasi, being a God's people, is he supposed to use God's way instead of a human way of the five senses. He must ask the guide of Holy Spirit to help him kung meron siyang doubt. Kung nagkaka-doubt na siya, na dinideceive siya ng anak niya, he must close his eyes, pray to God, and ask for guidance, or ask na tulungan siya to identify the truth. But the thing is, he did his own way. That's why he failed. So guys, always remember that deceiving people just to get the things what you want is not a God's way. Kasi God will give you a blessing that belong to you. Strongly believe that all of us have our own blessing na naka-store si God para sa atin. It will happen to us, it will given to us at the right perfect time. So hindi natin kailangan na mag-deceive ng ibang tao o maglamang ng ibang tao para lang makuha yung blessing na dapat sa atin. Ang kailangan lang natin is magtiwala kay God, to have a strong faith with Him, at maghintay sa tamang panahon na ibibigay sa atin ni God yung bagay na gusto natin o yung bagay na pinapangarap natin. For this, may God be praised.